Hello, everybody, and welcome to another video tutorial, or actually a live, which I had not continued. Um, the last few weeks have been very, let's say, complicated in terms of schedule. So the time has been something I've really appreciate. I really appreciated throughout these weeks, and it was kind of complicated to me, just to get it right. But yeah, I think we can continue with this series of videos in English. We trying to learn some GNU Linux, um, but not, but actually from a manager's perspective. This has been something that's been has been constructed from the ground up, and that is a very interesting point about this. So right now we are at the fourth live stream about GNU Linux, and I'd like to see their group. There you go. So right now we're on FTP securing. I know, people. I know that most of you, or actually everyone, uh, um, maybe you want to learn something different in terms of something newer or whatever. I know that this technology, FTP, is something that not everybody's going to use at this time because there are better ways at this moment to share information. But this course is actually for beginners and people who are interested in learning, or maybe that they know how to do these things in other operating systems, let's say Windows, for example, which is the most common one, and you want to learn these technologies in GNU Linux. And as well, we've been sharing a lot of content that is interesting as well, but in Spanish. So if you want to follow up with that content, just go to the channel and you'll find out that there's a lot of information that you could do. The last one we did was how to monitor services using Kuma, Uptime Kuma, which is a very interesting tool. Let me just show it to you like really fast. This one is about just to monitor services, but those ones are in Spanish. That's something I have to say. But I'm actually evaluating if whether I'm going to keep those videos in Spanish or I'm going to change them to English as well, just to have both types of content. Because I know that I've actually never tried to do any live stream or content in English, but I think that it has been received very well. So I'm really interested in following that path. But in the meantime, I'm just going to continue to finish this course because there is actually a course in Spanish, but it's like it has been several years since I did that thing. And now that we're, trying to show you people what we do here in Ether Group, and all the things that we can do, well, I think it is a good time to share this type of information. Now, uh, right here in the landing of the channel, you'll find that in the playlist, you'll find that there are a lot of playlists. Well, several of them. One of them is the GNU Linux server course. So if you have not seen the previous courses where we talked about the installation of the Tartar, which is the basic information about how to establish a router using GNU Linux from the ground up. The second one, I guess, was DHCP, I guess. The third one was using SSH keys and everything about it. I actually gave information on the mathematical theory behind the SSH key encryption. And now we're at this point where we now understand what the hell's going on with the security in terms of certificates, at least the basic things we know. And now we're going to use that to secure a very old um, protocol that has been for in use or in the internet. I don't know, long, since long time ago, and I'm talking about FTP. So before we continue, you could subscribe to the newsletter that we have. Just go to the website ethergroup.mx, and you'll find this little model, and you could put your mail if you wish, and you'll find information when we publish a new blog. That is actually, if new blog information, we have a blog.ethergroup.mx. We're working on also parsing all this information in English. But yeah, you'll find that there are a lot of articles right there. And if you want to be just in time, just go ahead and subscribe to this newsletter. It's completely free. There's no charge. There's no fee. The purpose of all this is that you know what we do. And talking about what we do, I'd like to say that I'm a director, operations officer at Ether Group, and actually founder. Uh, Ether Group is a Mexican company uh, that provides services, MSP services, cybersecurity services, and cloud services. You could see that. Go to the website. We're actually in a transition with this website. We're going to change it completely, just so you could know a little bit more about what we do, the project we've done, what is the scope we can achieve, and how we can help your business. So if you're interested in cybersecurity services, Linux services, we are a team of people, prepared engineers, prepared to solve all your problems. It doesn't matter. We're currently in Mexico, but don't worry, we could actually do services. It really depends on the time zone, but we can do services remotely. That is why we have the service of MSP, the managed service providers services, co-managed services. Maybe you need some help with your infrastructure. We'll be so kind to help you with that. Now we also have Ether Cloud, which is a very, very interesting model of cloud. The thing is, maybe you have some infrastructure that you don't want to worry about. Just bring it to us. We could take care of that. And we also have cloud backup solutions, which actually live in our premises. That means that we have a data center where we host all that information. We also have business mail solutions. Maybe you want to migrate from your on-premise service to a cloud service, either one of ours, or maybe you want to do something else with one of these major cloud providers. That doesn't really matter. What we do and what is our purpose is, let me read it. It is in Spanish, but I'm going to read it in English as it comes. And what is Ether Group? Ether Group is a Mexican company dedicated to provide services, technological information services, or technology information services. We lead digital transformation of our clients step by step in a secure way, and we are a strategic, let's say, partner. That is what we are. So maybe you don't have that expertise in the cloud environment. Maybe you don't want to manage all that alone. Go ahead. We have a really vast amount of services that we could provide. So yeah, that is what we do. And what are we going to talk about? Go to the blog as well. And from time to time, we do live streams and share videos. But the actual thing about this is that we are a company. But yeah, we're going to talk about today. Now, let me see that if there's anybody that has joined us at this time. Okay, hi, bro. What's FTP? Is File Transfer Protocol, a very old protocol. You see, this thing was created 54 years ago, but it's still working. There's a lot of people that still use it. I don't know why, but there's people that still using it. Nino Hendy, Martinez, FTP is a protocol that is used to transfer across the internet. Nowadays, it's good to local transfer across the internet, secure version. Hi, Mary. Happy hacking, bro. Happy hacking, Mr. Edwin. I really appreciate that you're here every single time, Mr. Nino. Thank you for being here. I think that you've liked the content that we have created, because I'm really glad that you're here. I really, really, really love that. Now, people in Twitch, I don't know if I told you, but because I think that I only mentioned this um, in the Spanish content, but we're no longer making these lives or streaming in Facebook because I don't know. It has been really weird, and we've detected that maybe our content is not being shared that much, but not by you guys. I mean, by Facebook algorithm. So I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't really want to mess with that. The purpose of this is not that one. And at the end of the day, everything ends up in YouTube. So that is a platform that we're going to be streaming it. Twitch as well, but that is not the real purpose. The purpose is to make a catalog of content that you can consult at any time. And if that could be available in our YouTube channel, that'll be so great. Yeah. So, Paranoico in Twitch. wget server agent Mozilla HTTPS Ethergroup MX. That is the right thing. You know, that's really awesome. You have every time you come up with something new and different. That is really cool. So yeah, let's get started with this little lab. Now, what is the file transfer protocol? Well, this was the way that things were sent. A very, very good explanation was the one that was typed by Nino, and says FTP is a protocol that is used to transfer files across the internet. Okay, FTP nowadays is good for local transfer. For transfer across the internet, use secure version, and that is what we're going to do. That couldn't have been better said. But yeah, that is actually what we're gonna do. And for that, you know that we have a little lab where everything resides here. So I have some VMs. Let me sort this by these. I have these two machines. This one, the Tartar, is the VM that we are using as the server. This server provides services to the local network, and we have actually transformed at this time this server to a valid server, to a router, I mean, and a DHCP server as well. So now it provides those two things, and at this point, I guess we have. Let me see. So I don't know. Let me see. But at this point, I guess we have. See, console. Yes. Oh my bash. Admin updated. So this one's the client. It is actually not that big, but it is useful for what we're trying to do. So now this client or this user now has its pair of keys, and we have Volt here. I'm going to talk about Volt in just a second, because that is a project, but that is a little script. That is actually not a project. It's just a script, but it helps you out when managing SSH keys, and I'm going to show you in a minute just what I'm talking about. Now, this key. Remember the last time. Oh, let me set this to set execute map to ES, because otherwise I'm going to just mess everything up. Just and this is the key, the ID rsa.pub that I'm going to use, and the server has I guess it's Ether Cloud, and the IP address of the server is the 40.30.1. This one is the WAN interface, but this one is the LAN interface, and it is in a network named HackClap. So in that network segment, everything resides, okay? But what we're interested in is that these two have some sort of connection, okay? So 172.16.2p2. I guess it was not that one. It was the 41. Because look, this one has two NICs. Well, it has a lot, but this one is the one that is important. So the 10.40.30.6. So SSH minus A minus I. I'm sorry. IDRSA dot pub to Ether Cloud at 10.40.30.1 to port 22. Oh, guess it's asking for the password. Connection closed by a port. Because I don't know if that's, yeah, but I don't know why I didn't take that password. I remember that SSH authorized keys, cat authorized keys. Okay, it was generated. Ether Cloud client. It has some keys, but I don't know what the hell happened. But I'm going to show you a little tool just to manage SSH keys. And the way it does, let me show you this little thing, because that is the way. If you go to my GitHub, which is Kretz, you just type it like that. I could leave it in the comments though. If you go that, I'm gonna leave it in the comments in YouTube. There you go. And I'm gonna leave it in Twitch as well, just in case you need that. And if you're part of the Telegram group, then you can find that out. So yeah, right here there's a I left. It was made 2 years. I created it 2 years ago, but I updated on March. So yeah, this is SSH Vault. What is SSH Vault? Is a simple script for basically managing SSH keys. I know it has it has better improvements that we could do, but yeah, basically what it does is it generates pairs of keys of SSH for your own use. It adds it to the .config file. We're going to talk about that. And at the end of the day, you just type the name and the user that we're going to use for that vault, and that's it. Now, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about just in a minute. But yeah, currently in development. That means that maybe I'm going to be adding some features, but in reality, it's just a script that does what it needs to do. That's everything. So how does it work? You actually have to take this Vault SH and you could add it to the path. Vault, let me see, just like that. Vault. Oh, I'm in Target. I'm actually, when I get out, because I was in the server, that's why. So the Vault SH, if you just press it like that, it is going to say there's an incomplete command. So I just put it at user local bin just with the execution flag. That's it. We're going to talk about that later. But what you could do is just go to Vault, okay, Vault SH, and you're going to type here the user that you're going to use. In this case, the user is going to be Ether Cloud, because that is a user that I'm going to use that resides in the server. So Ether Cloud is a user. What is the IP address of the server? That's 40.30.1. Now, what is the remote port? In this case, we know because that is what is, because we haven't changed anything, that the port is the 22. And the vault name normally is the name of the server. In this case, I'm going to call it Tartar like that. Now, what happens at this time when you press this or when you do this? It is going to do the same steps that we did the last video, but it is going to help you out with some other things. So it is going to say generating Vault Tartar. That is that it is going to create a folder at .ssh named Vault, okay, in majuscule, or I don't remember, and capital letters. I was inventing words. Yeah, capital letters, capital case, Vault, and inside that is going to create a folder named Tartar. And inside of that is going to create a folder for every user that you're going to create. So, for example, let's say that we're going to use this user. enter the passphrase. I'm not gonna use a passphrase, not for this one, not for the other one. And now you could see that it is asking me, do you wish to copy the keys to the remote server? I'm gonna say yes. Okay, yes, with the number one. Enter. And now it's going to ask me for the password of the user. I'm going to get it like that. And if it is done correctly, it is going to say adding connection to config file. Done. Please connect using SSH Tartar. Now, instead of doing that, look at that. I'm going to show you that in .ssh, well, right here, there is a folder named Vault. And inside of that folder, it resides a Vault Tartar. Look at that. And now, if I go like that, look at this. There you go. Now, for that user, I have a specific public key that works. Now, what is going to happen at this time? If there's this file named config, I'm going to just tail is a command that helps you to see several lines in a file, just not to open the whole thing. So let's say tail -n, and then you're going to say the number of lines starting from the last line of the file. Let's say 7 lines, for example, of the file config. And look at that. This is what the script added. Host tartar, host name, user, and where the SSH key resides in. Where does it live? Where is it going to look at? Look for it. Now, that is not the whole thing. Once you have done this, it says, where is it? Well, I can't find it though. But now you can use the command SSH tartar _ the name of the user, in this case EtherCloud, and look at that. Whoa, what is that? Password. Maybe I haven't changed anything in the server, but let me see. Let me take a look at the file. I'm gonna escalate privileges, hit C, SSHD config, port 22, all facility log. There's some authorized keys. Yeah, ignore our host. No. Public authentication, public key authentication. Yes. I think, I don't know why is it not taking that. Permit root login, no. Public key authentication, yes. Ignore our hosts. User PAM X forwarding, no, because I don't have X installed in this server. Go ahead. I don't know why it's not letting. There you go. Okay. Systemctl status. There you go. It's actually working. Our IP tables are working, actually, because that is why it can go throughout the internet. Well, but the thing is, why is it not taking the key? Now let me see if I don't have any other server like that. No, it's actually good. Okay. I have to check that out, because this is weird. It doesn't have to ask for the password. because it is a server, you know. I mean, because I've already copied the keys. I already ported them to the server. So vmit ssh dconfig. Now let me make some adjustments to this file. Hopefully I don't get blocked out, because that tends to happen. Authorized keys, okay, there you go. Public key authentication, yes. What about the password authentication? I don't see that. Password authentication, let me see. No, there you go. Okay, system CTR restart SSHD. Now let me try this one, but in a new window, because that is a connection that is established. So if I make changes, it is nothing's gonna happen. So let me go just to SSH minus I. Well, actually, tar. Permission denied. Public key. Public key. Why? Why? Password authentication. Market ES. Ignore hosts. Pub. And is that one correct? Pub key? Isn't that public key? X forwarding. No. Oh, let me see. I go to Etsy SSH dconfd. Okay, that is weird. Being SSHD config. There you go. So login grace time 5 seconds. Root login no. Pub. I don't know if that is public key or pub key. Public key authentication SSH config. What I need to do, thank you to this website, but I think that no, it's not this one. I need simplified guide. Let me see. I don't think that is simplified, but okay. Restart. Pub key authentication. Set. Oh, it is okay. Pub key authentication. It is okay. This is just weird. It's never happened to me. Maybe a permissions issue, because I think this one is 600 to the authorized. Chmod 600 to this authorized file. That authorized file. Now let me try that one again, because permission denied. Public key. That is very weird. That is very, very weird. Okay. Wait a second. It did not copy the key though. Maybe. Let me see. SSH tartar. Look at that. Tartar. Tartar.pub to either cloud at, let me see if this one works, 10.40.30.1. There you go. For that Tartar pub R2 open, ch1. 600 to tartar.pub. No, it says permission denied from the server. From the server. Look at that. Oh. Let me go to the server. Ooh, I guess I closed that SSH session. Yeah, I already closed it. But in a minute, in just a minute, we're gonna start with that. With the FTP config. Because I need that though. Okay, so I'm gonna go to etc sshd config. And I'm just going to, let me go to strict mode, yes. Login grace time 5 seconds. Authorized key dot. Authorized keys. Host based authent. Ignore password authentication. Let me add this one to yes, just to have no time, no issues with this. But this is just weird. It's fun. There you go. Systemctl restart sshd. There you go. I'm gonna, well, it's actually going to ask me for the password anyway. Okay. But yeah, let's get started with this. I'm gonna look for that, and then I'll tell you. Okay, so we were talking about FTP, and what is FTP? FTP, Wikipedia. Now, FTP is a protocol that is used, like Nino mentioned, to transfer files from one place to another using its protocol. Now, there is something interesting about this, and that is encryption is really important because there are tools, for example, in cybersecurity, like Responder, for example, that could capture, or Wireshark itself could capture the information that's traveling throughout the network, and that is something that we don't want. Now, what is the proper way to deal with this type of things? Well, you need to configure FTP just in a secure and interesting way. Just let me get to my notes. Yeah, there you go. Go to wait a second. Okay, let's get started because otherwise we're not gonna finish with this. Wait a second. Wait a second. It's because it's freezing. But I don't really like heat. So there you go. Now, what is what we're going to do? We're going to install in our server this little service named FTP. So now for that, I'm going to go to the root user, and I'm going to, once be there, I'm going to go to apt update, just to update the packages to the last version available. And apt search, well, aptitude search, and I'm going to search for a package, vsftpd. Okay, and is this one the one that we're going to be using? So aptitude install uv sftpd, and that is everything that we're going to use. We're actually going to use a client to connect. So the installation is very easy. This is in the server. This is not the client. The client is this one, but I'm going to configure this service just so it works first without the certificate, and after that using the certificate. Now look at that. I'm going to go. There's a file, a config file, just like every other service in GNU Linux, which is in vsftpd. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? I could go locate. Go there. Locate is a command just to look for files. vsftpd.com. Okay, did not find it. And it did install it. Okay, now let me look for the service systemctl status vsftpd. Okay, but where did it take the config? Okay, it's directly there. So I'm going to go. There's a file vsftpd conf. There you go, and this is the file that we're going to be using to allow or deny our users to the service of FTP. Imagine FTP as a service where you could, save things. For example, most of the things that use this type of technologies, cPanel. Have you ever worked with cPanel? cPanel, what it does is it shows you, it has a lot of services running in itself, in its instance, and one of those services is FTP. So what do? You upload files to that FTP server, and then you could see, for example, a website published or whatever. That really depends on what you want to do. So in this particular case, we're gonna do that, but everything in console. So let me show you just like that. Really, really, really easy. How does it work? Let's go from the ground up. So run standalone. I better start checking these things. So I'm gonna start modifying this file just for it to work properly. Now anonymous, you can either run it from initd or standalone daemon, start it from script. Listen, yes. Listen IPv6, yes. I'm actually not gonna use IPv6, but I'm gonna leave it like that. So anonymous users enable. I'm gonna leave it like no. So just like that. Why? Because we don't want anyone that does not have credentials to access the server. Local enable. I'm just gonna leave it like that to allow local users to log in. Yeah, we do want that. Now writable enable or ASCII. Where actually we're gonna go to ASCII. Where's ASCII? In Vim, to look for things, what you do is just escape, // and then look for the characters that you want to follow. So let's ASCII upload yes and download enable yes. We need those two. We also have the FTP banner. This banner is just the welcome for the protocol, but we could leave it like that. For example, welcome to Tartar FTP server. That is what we are going to just leave it like that. It is not really important to just put it like that if you want. So now what I'm going to do is just save this file. I'm going to restart the server. Systemctl restart vsftpd. Now let me verify the state of the service. Status failed. What did it fail and why did it fail? And start. Status restart. Status failed. Okay, let me see if I typed something it did not like. So FTPD banner. Maybe I typed something that was not intended to be there. Dear message, local enable, anonymous enable, no, listen, yes. Run standalone. Can run either from IND or standalone. Listen, yes. Let me see. There's something named like journal systemctl. Well, journal. -6GU vsftpd dot service. This, what it is going to happen is going to show me what happened to that file or why did it not start. But it says that it exited, but it doesn't say why. So started, stopped, invalid argument. The job identified, okay. So there is an argument that it did not like. Let's find out what that is. ESFTPD. Okay, let me go over here. Listen, yes. Anonymous enable, no. Local enable, yes. Dear messages, yes. Use local time, yes. Connect to port 20, yes. That is okay. ASCII upload, yes. ASCII mangling is a horrible feature of the protocol. Yeah. You fully customize the banner. Let me see if that's if the banner by any chance, but I don't think so. Okay. Let me see that. Ham service, RSA snake oil. We're gonna change this one, by the way. It's a UTF file system. Systemctl reload VSP. Okay, it's not, cannot reload. Start. Let's see the status of the service. Still did not like that one. But why? Invalid argument. But what is the invalid argument? That's what I want to know. In the main process. Okay, I'm just gonna do something. Just for the whale. I don't know. This was basically the only thing I changed. Start, status. Yeah, it was that one. But let me see why. Toolpund will show me if the port is working or not. But look at that. What I'm going to do now is I need a client to connect to this service. That is what I need. And for that, I can use a bunch of tools to connect. Let's use, for example, FileZilla. Is one. I don't know if it exists in the repos. Let me just check. FileZilla. Okay, so sudo. I don't know if this user is at sudo. No. Okay. Aptitude search FileZilla. Let me see. Yeah. Aptitude install FileZilla. FileZilla is a client, an FTP client. that we could use in order to manage FTP connections. But now I'm going to show you with Wireshark why it is not a good idea just to leave it like that, as open as it is. That is not a good thing to do. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to show you why, just in a second. So for those people who are still connected, thank you for being here. You know, the purpose of this is just leaving it for the world. If you want to use it or not, that is up to you. So there you go. I'm going to exit this one. And FileZilla, like I told you, is just a client. Let me use FileZilla. FileZilla FT client. And now we're going to have the interface just showed up right here. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to use a host, which is going to be 10.40.30.1. The username, I'm going to use EtherCloud because that is a user that we created. And the password is a very robust password. And the port, I'm not going to put it because we haven't changed anything. With a quick connection, I'm not going to save, don't save passwords. Go ahead. And it says, this server, that is very important, and that is the reason why we're making this video. This server does not support FTP over LTS. If you continue, your password and files will be sent over the internet in clear text. So I'm going to say yes because we don't tend to read this information. And look at that. Now I can see the information of the server, and I'm actually at the home folder, the home of the user. There's nothing right here, but for example, I could copy the voltage file, for example, or let me download just a file, just a let's say screen or shut screenshot. For example, I'm gonna just capture a screenshot just to save it, just to have a file. For example, I'm gonna save it in desktop, and I'm gonna call it test file 1. There you go. So now that is the file that we're gonna be uploading, and I could do it from this interface. For example, if I go to where's desktop, there you go, and now I can see the test file, and I can select it and drag it and type it right here. One file could not be transferred. Permission denied. Critical transfer error. What? Well, that is an error of a permission, because there is something I have to take care of before continuing. Look at this. The beam SFTPD. I guess it uses a list, or let me see if that exists or not. ASCII, yes. Our non-priv data connection, yes. Shown the user, whoever, yes. Uploads, yes. Their messages enable. So the user authentication works, but the thing is why it is not leaving us to write files into the system. Let me see. Write enable. Let me see. I have that in my note. So write enable. I think it's not there. Right. Oh, right. Enable. Yes. That is why. And allow writable seed root. Allow writable. Okay. Allow. Yes. Let's see. Systemctl restart. BSFTPD. There you go. Now let me go over here and try and write that one. There you go. So the file was transferred correctly. So now, but there is a little point with this. If I leave it like that, just like that, with no pressure, there were several warnings that the protocol showed to me, and that is something I cannot avoid, and I cannot ignore. I'm going to show you with a proof of concept. For example, if there was someone sniffing at our network, let me see if I have Wireshark installed. No, but I'm gonna install it. So, look at that. So this one, I'm gonna install Wireshark, and I'm going to sniff the network. Okay, that is actually should not be a non-super user. Yeah. Look at this. Look at what is going to happen. I'm going to start the Wireshark software. You like that? And look at what is going to happen. I'm just going to start it right here. And Wireshark is a sniffing tool. So basically what it does is you put it in the network, and every packet that transfers or is being transferred through the network, I can see it. But more important than that, I can actually see if there's no protocol of security or any security measure in the service. That is the thing, and that is a problem. That is a real problem about this. Maybe you think that your service is secure just because it works, because you think that thing is correct, but that is not the right way. So I'm going to show you the right way of doing this. First of all, what we're going to do is I'm just going to start capturing the in the interface, at the interface. Let me see. Look at that, this thing. External, internal. It's because I need to. That this thing is trying to capture things that are not. Let's see. But I'm just going to do something because this software needs to be run with privileges. Otherwise, it is not going to. I'm going to install sudo. I don't really like sudo. And user mod -ig and the group's going to be sudoers, and the user is going to be EtherCloud. And for that, I'm going to. What do you mean? What do you mean? EtherCloud is there. Ether. Sudo as user does not exist. Look at that. Oh, there you go. It's because it's sudo, I guess. I need to get out. And let me just sudo cloud. Sudo sudo Wireshark. Sudo Wireshark. It says could not connect to the property. This application failed because no Qt is there. So I'm just going to reboot this server, cause this machine, because I think that some things need to be applied. sudo reboot. But yeah, we're gonna make a proof of concept of this because I want to show you how can an attacker grab that information when it is connecting through the network, when it's passing through the network. That is not good. You know, you don't want anybody to be listening to your traffic or sniffing your traffic because that is not something nobody wants actually. But yeah, there you go. Oh, X Prodigy, I'm late, but I'm here. Mr. Taquinox, hi. Thank you for being here. Oh, X Prodigy, what happened? Game City Mirconda. Pinche teclado todo jodido ya. That is something that happens every time, mister. That is something that happens every time. But yeah, I'm right here. I didn't look that there were people in Twitch, by the way. I thought they were on YouTube. But for some reason, Twitch is helping. But yeah, this is going to be there. Anyway, I'm just going to try because I think I need to assign a display, but that is something I'm not gonna. I don't really want to cover in this tutorial or this live because that is not the purpose of the course, you know. But let me. And the machine already booted. Just let me make it start, and that'll be it. You see? Okay. Mhm. Okay. Let me share the screen. There you go. Good. So let me share it now. Boom. We're there. So let me see if I can open Wireshark and actually snip something because that is the point. If I could snip something. It's because I don't see the nicks, you know? I don't see the nicks. And I think that is because um, this thing is not being run by a privileged user. Console. Let me just set as sudo Wireshark. Yeah, cannot open properly up. Available platform plugins, minimal off screen, VNC, Wayland, blah blah blah. No, I don't really want to mess with that. That is something I don't really want to deal with right now. So I don't remember if this machine has Wireshark, by the way, for example. Let me see. Let me see if this one has Wireshark so I can connect it to these uh, to this lab. Wireshark. No, it doesn't have it, but I'm going to use it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to plug this uh, machine to that network, to the hacking network, Hack Lab. There you go. And it's going to get an IP address. And we're going to use this one as the attacker machine. So Wireshark is what we're going to use. Hey. What happened? It just broke. It just broke. Look at that. Good. You see? So insert Dobby boys. And people, the master gonna call me human. That is just good. How have you been? How have you been doing, Mr. Taquinos? I really haven't had the time to talk. Uh, I guess to nobody. Hey, what the hell happened? Just broke. Just broke the whole thing. Let me see if that does something. No, that thing just broke. Let me see if that should sit down. Because I guess it is not going to do anything. Look at that. Look at that. That is just a random VM, but broke. Jean Villegas Cuartas. Casualmente estoy haciendo una pequeña tool para fuerza bruta en logins basada en Python. Ya llevo 3 horas, voy bien. Excellent. Excellent. I really love when you guys are doing this type of things. I really love that. So, if you have any question, si tienes preguntas, ya sabes, igual lo podemos revisar. Ya sea por el grupo, me mandas ahí algún DM. Así que sin bronca. Mr. Jean Villegas, gracias por andar aquí. No, this is just for English, but yeah. Just let me. VM shoot down fail. You're not gonna say that to me, you know? You're not gonna say that to me. No, 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 no. There you go. Or shoot down. Let me see if you do not shoot down, but this time. Making plans to conquer the RF world. You know, there were people interested in that in the group, in the Telegram group. So I guess it is something really interesting. And actually, I was going to reach you out because uh, one of the developers at either group is making a project, and they have many doubts regarding NFC. I know it's not RF, but NFC. I know you may know a lot of things about that, you know, and they had like several doubts about how it worked, how things were connected, how they could implement security measures. Because they were thinking like, okay, and the thing is that they want to use like bracelets to store some information about tokens. It was just they just talked to me and they showed what they want to do, but I still don't get what they want to do. But maybe maybe I'll send you a message just to clear those doubts. I mean, if I can, if I don't bother in the process. So what are you doing with that? Ah. Fui yo. Te baneé yo, mi estimado Jean Villegas. Te voy a pasar otra vez el link y te unes, ¿va? Porque no te baneé, nada más te saqué. Es que luego llega cada personaje, cabrón. Y esa fue la razón. No te me sientes, canijo. Ahí te va. Ándale, te pasé el GitHub de Kratz. No, no, pero. A ver, ahí te va. Ahí está. Vas de nuevo. Entra. Ok. No, ¿sabes qué? Como que lloró el buen. Bueno, ahí le quitas los espacios. A ver si así sí deja. Le quitas los espacios al link ese, a ver qué onda. Por ahí te puedes unir. Perdón, güey. Es que llega acá loquito, cabrón. So, yeah. NFC has several variants. One of them uses AES asymmetric encryption. That is what I remember you talked about. Because remember that when it was the last time that you came here? We talked about a little bit about NFC and then you explained to us several things. But I didn't remember the exact things that you said. And I told him I think it is possible, but I don't know how. I have not that ability. Yeah, but Okay, let me just get into this machine that now is part of this little network, and let me see if I can install Wireshark in this VM. And if I can, I'm going to sniff the traffic from this client to there. Okay, just wait a second. Let me try to connect to the server using FTP. No, well, actually, FileZilla. Let me see. And now, after this, we're going to create the certificates, the SSL certificates. Yes, I really want to be part of this network. And let me see if I can get some internet connection and download Wireshark. But yeah, ping.goo.com. There you go. We have internet connection through the router. Yes, let me open this up. Old NFC is MyFor Classic. Completely broken. Okay. This Fire EV2 has some cracks if not implemented properly, but good if done properly. Desire EV3 and EV4 not cracked yet. Okay. That's something good to take care of, because I don't know, because they asked, the question was like, what do I need, or what do they need in order to implement or make this type of hardware using NFC? And I said, well, I guess you need the way to save things into that, but I'm not really into those type of technologies, so I don't really know much. But I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna pass this information to him just so you could check it out. So Wireshark, let me go download Wireshark. So this is what's going to happen. I'm just going to go to the x64 installer. Yeah. I really want to save it. I really want to sniff things. I really want to be a hacker. There you go. So it is now downloaded. I'm going to install it, and that is everything I'm going to do. Maybe it's going to ask for a reboot. I don't know. Hopefully not. There were many windows open. So noted. Yes. Next. Installing cap. Yes. USB cap. I don't need. But yeah. Ya no te enojes. Es que tenías ahí un nombre muy de bot. Por eso te borré. Pero bueno, ya te uniste otra vez. Espero y sí. Espero y sí antes ahí ya de nuevo. Ok, vamos a esperar que esto termine. Let's wait for this to stop, to finish. It's not going to take some time. A long time. But well, let me connect to the server again. So 10.40.30.40.30.1. The user is EtherCloud. The password is a very good password. And I'm going to connect. It says that the TLS protocol is not that. So there you go. There you go. So now, what was that? Directory listing successful. Okay, now we can see that we have access to our folder again. Now, what is what we're going to do? Okay, agree, install. Okay, just go ahead and finish. Really want to do this. So now the thing about securing the service is everything relies on TLS. And there are several options that we need to type in order for it to work. So just be patient, because it is important for me that you take a look at what could happen if you just leave this like that, just open. That is something that should not happen. Okay. Just ahora soy un podcast. Pero ¿qué es lo que está haciendo? ¿Qué es lo que te está rompiendo la cabeza? Digo, no suelo hacer esto los sábados, pero hay que romper el ayuno. Igual al final platicamos un poquito en español. But yeah. Uh, so it has actually finished this. I'm just gonna finish this. And I'm just gonna wait for it to finish correctly. Maybe it's gonna ask me to reboot. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't. But yeah, I'm going to actually disconnect from this server. There you go. Now I'm disconnected. Here's the log of the connections that I've done, what I created. And I'm going to finish this and I'm going to open the Wireshark. So the application is going to be there. And now you can see at this point that I can sniff the Ethernet. So I'm going to go there and I'm going to start this. Look at that. Many things are going to happen, but I'm going to filter this by FTP, just FTP. Okay, pure FTP. That's everything that I'm going to be sniffing. Now, look at this. I'm going to send this information, quick connect. Look at that. I don't know if it did the connection back again. But so so the port IP dot ADDR equals to, what is the IP of the service? I guess is 10.40.30.6, I guess, or 1. Let's see, 1. Restart this. So many things are happening here, but I'm going to close the application actually. See, because it is actually sending information, but application data, transport layer. Look at that. There's a lot of information. So this IP address of this CA is going to be a grep with 10.40.30.6 IPADDR. How come? How come this is not working? FTP. I guess I need to close the whole thing. See? FileZilla and 10.40.30.1 and then Ethercloud and then the password. We connect. Look at that. Let me see. 10.7 length and query. Whatever. Let me see, because it is not reaching out actually the what is happening with the service. So 8.4.4, 7, 10.40.7. It is not showing the thing. And that may be, oh, application data. What is this? Oh, but it's actually from this machine. Oh, it's because it needs to be run from here. But how the heck? What? Let's see, packet capture, remote interface. No, it's not a remote interface. Configure all X caps before start. Ready to capture. What do you mean ready to capture? Shown hidden interfaces. There's no such a thing as hidden interfaces, huh? Or maybe the T-Shark could do it. There's this other tool, actually. But now, oh, this one is more graphical. Just let me ask for this. Anybody has any idea why? We have bots in Telegram. Nice. Let me check out why this is happening, because this is very weird. I mean, should not be doing that. Just wait a second. Okay, just wait a second. I'm just gonna export the window and that's it. Export display. Display equals 0.0. Sudo Wireshark. Maybe that is going to happen. Maybe that is going to work. Hey, what the hell? Could not connect. Hmm. I think this is happening because this machine has a connect has a it is a our desktop connection. Ah, but wait, I can do this as well from here. I was trying to do that, but well, FileZilla. I'm gonna install FileZilla right here. That is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to install the client for Windows, FileZilla. That's all. Yeah. I really want to download this one. So, there you go. We're going to execute. Yes. And I'm going to try and connect with this. We're using this. And I'm going to open Wireshark right here. Oh, it's already opened. So I'm going to stop the capture. Let's start the capture. Oh, stop. Makes Zilla better with Google. No. Oh, wait. Decline. Next. Anyone? Yes. 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 There you go. Everything I need to do for it to work properly. There you go. So now we have FileZilla. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm just going to show you what happens when you just plug this in and just leave it like that with no secure configuration. So now 10.40.30.1 and I'm going to use Ethercloud. the super password for that server. And I'm going to start this. There you go. And connect. Don't save. So it keeps on sending this. Yes. Look at that. Everything was sent. And I can see the connection. Let me stop this. Because look at this. Everything was actually shown throughout this connection. Now let me just filter by 10.40.30.1. Oh, IP-IDDR, I guess. Yes, it was the thing. So IP.ADDR equals to this one. There you go. Look at that. I can actually see by this time the user is Ether Cloud and the password is 1234. So this is not secure. This is not good because everything that I'm sharing through this connection is just being, sniffed by anybody who's able to sniff this. Let me just zoom it in so you could see it better. Look at that. Look at that. That is a user. That is a password. And the login was successful, so I can do that. And I can even take a look at this. Take a look at this. I can even see the home of the user. So everything in this communication is completely compromised. So, and actually I can do this. I don't know if I can follow this and even download it. I don't know, but let me see. Let me go to the, to select that. Go to File. Let me go to the Export Objects, FTP data, everything right here. I don't know. Maybe it's not. It is because I didn't. Okay. It was not the image was not sent through the network. But for example, if I could go and paste, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna paste this access or this. Let me copy this, paste it right here. There you go. So it is being sent. Now that traffic, is actually stopped. But for example, let me start it back again. Yeah, it is starting. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna change its name. I'm gonna do like test2, and I'm gonna send it to the server. That has been sent. That file is there. Transfer complete. Now I could go to export objects, maybe, and there's an image. Look at that. Now I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna go to right here to the desktop, and I'm gonna save it right here. This is gonna be the folder. Save everything. Look at that. And now I have this file. And through the network, every file that was transferred, I can now see. So it's very easy to follow this type of things. Look at that. Now I can see what the hell you sent. There's no need to do that. There's no need to do that because I can now see what the hell was going on. And now, because this was an image, what the hell? Yeah. Now that this is an image of our machine, I could now see what the hell is going on. Now, we're going to change this. I'm going to add security to this. And the way that we're going to do that is by securing the service. Now, this is the way that we're going to do it. I'm going to SSH to the server once again, to the Tartar Ether Cloud that did not work. There you go. Now, I'm going to go over there, and I'm going to edit again the file, the Elias FSTPD file. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to start adding a lot of things because I need to do several things in order for this to work. First of all, I'm going to need OpenSSL because I need to create a folder. Look at that. I'm going to create, I'm going to search OpenSSL, which is the library that is used to create this thing. Let me see if I have it installed. OpenSSL, yeah, I have it installed. So I need to run this command. Just there you go. So what is this? Well, actually, first of all, I need to create a folder -p, and I'm gonna create it in etc bsftpd ssl ftpd vsftpd ssl private. This folder does not exist, but I'm gonna create it. So this is going to be where we're going to save these files, okay? So now we're going to create those certificates. Now, let me tell you what is happening right here. So we're gonna make a request of an X 509 certificate with 2 years of expiry. You could make it smaller, you know, less time. And we're going to save that to the key and the FTPD PEM. These two files need to exist, actually. So I'm going to create them. Help for summary. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Well, I guess it's rec use for summary. Let me see this. It's because I don't know if this is correct or not. Yeah, it is okay. Just wait a second. Let me validate, because maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I'm doing something wrong with this. Just wait a second. There you go. Just I fucked up. Just wait a second. This happens to me most of the time. I duplicated this. There you go. So this is going to generate our certificate, and we need to fill out the information of the organization that is going to use this certificate. Now, in this case, it is us. So MX, the province or state, for example, Coahuila could be Coahuila, locality name Torreon, organization name either group, for example, unit organization name cybersecurity, common name. There's no common name. Email address. Abuse at. Close the remote desktop. I really hate when that happens. Oh my god. I just love this. I just love all this. I'm just very into something and then it just messes up. Okay, just there you go. Okay, we're here. Hopefully I won't close it. So abuse at it was abused at the end of the day. Either good dynamics. The hacker was hacked. Yeah. Auto pound. That is the name. And yeah, that's it. We have actually created the certificate. Alt F4. All the way in. There you go. So yeah. So now when we have the certificate created, that is the first thing that we need to do. After that, we need to create or we need to assign specific permissions to that file. Why? Because we don't want it to be abused. chmod 400 would be okay. To the etc vsftpd ssl, the vsftpd pem, and as well as the private one. That is again the thing. Now we need to write, or we need to type some other information, and it is a lot. It is actually a lot. But look at this. Let me just vsftpd, because there's. I'm going to go to the file, your vsftpd.conf file. I'm going to go to the bottom, all the way to the bottom, and there's this information about the SSL location and whatever. We don't want that. And we're going to add this. We're going to add this information and look at what is going to happen. This is to enable SSL. Look, SSL enable, yes. Allow anon, no. We don't want anon SSL. We need a secure connection. Now, force local data SSL, yes. Force local logins, yes. The TLS version, yes. 1, yes. The 3, no. And the 2, no. Or whatever, no. The RSA cert is going to be the one that we created. And that is it. Okay? That is why we need these options to enable SSL certificates. The only thing that I need to do now, is actually save this file and restart the service. Restart vsftpd service. That is everything I need to do. Just validate as well if that is still working or not. Status. There you go. Now, let's check it out. Let's check if this worked or not. I'm going to restart this capture. I'm just going to stop this. I'm going to start it again. Yeah. And I'm going to log in. Let me go. I'm just going to close this. I'm going to connect again. And look at this. Now, there's something different that is being shown. It says, look at that. The certificate is unknown. Please examine. Examine. How was this? Please thoroughly examine the certificate and make sure that it's for the server. And now look at this. Is all the information that we just filled in. This is the whole information that we filled in. So it is okay. The certificate is valid. Now I'm going to click on. I'm going to trust the certificate, and I'm going to accept it. Look at that. There you go. Now, I've actually sent my information login, but look at that. Now I can see this connection, but I cannot see anything that is happening. Why? Because now that information, the client hello, okay, is right there, but this information is actually not being hacked, not being seen, because this information is encrypted. Look at this. It's actually changing the filter. It is actually not showing anything. And that is the way that you secure FTP for your client. Okay, so even though now you could say, for example, this that you're showing to us, maybe the server, maybe what you're configuring is going to be in localhost. The certificate that is in localhost, that it is not validated by any CA at the end of the day, is it going to be valid? Yes, because the cryptography doesn't work by the CA. Yes, it's not going to be validated for that certificate authority. What makes it valid is the encryption. The certificate authority just shows that everybody in the world could trust that certificate. It was issued by that certificate authority, but that does not mean that the auto-signed certificates are not working properly. That is one thing to take care of. So yeah, that is the way that you secure FTP. You could create more users by any chance, and it will work. So if you have any doubts, any questions about this, today we took a look at many things, how to install FTP, how to secure FTP. I showed you the script to just copy the SSH files. If you need it, just ask, and I'll be so glad. Remember that we are Ether group. Uh, uh, you could seek for help. Just go ahead. If you're under attack, something I have to say, you could click this button and go to the support page. We have a ticket system, and maybe if you need some help because you're being attacked at the time, we could help you out with that with no problem. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for connecting. Let me go just to talk a little bit about it in Spanish because there's a comment by Jan Villegas. Let me see. Ahorita le ando dando la herramienta que me ando rompiéndolas, ya tú sabes, dice. Pero mientras hago la herramienta, te escucho como, no worries, I got you, G. Ah, that's nice. I'm using BWAP como laboratorio, pero para el login estoy lidiando cómo reconocer cuando ya hizo login porque no puedo hacer filtro mediante el tamaño de respuesta o el tiempo de espera. Entonces estamos en esas. A la madre hackearon a la hacker, le metieron el Alt F4. Está bien, bro. Está chingón, pues bueno, dale un ratito a ver qué sale con eso. Igual te digo, si llega a haber alguna cosa, de dudas, pues al grupo, güey, ve al grupo otra vez. Discúlpame por sacarte. Pues bueno, gracias a la bandera que se conectó. Edwin González, Nino, big hug for you. Francisco Javier Hernández Martínez, and in Twitch, Erwin Takinux, Ox Party G, which is actually Paranoico, big hug. So thank you for being here. I really love that you guys are here. I've stopped doing these videos because of the load work that we had, but now it is a little relax, so I can continue with that. Thank you very much for being here. Really appreciate it. Drink a lot of coffee, but drink that same amount or more of water. And I really appreciate that you're here. And we see each other at Ragnarok. Goodbye. Have a nice day.